You ever hit snooze like maybe 10 times and you finally drag yourself out of bed but still feel like you're running on fumes?
Oh, yeah. Definitely been there.
Or maybe find yourself snapping over something tiny, something that normally just wouldn't get to you. Or that brain fog, it just won't clear no matter how much coffee you drink.
Uh-huh. The coffee struggle is real.
We've all done it, right? Scrambled for those quick fixes, another espresso, maybe a sugary snack, some new app that promises to boost focus.
Quick fix trap.
Exactly. But what if that feeling, that irritability or fogginess, what if it wasn't just one of those days? What if it's actually a signal? Something really important telling you about your daily joy, your well-being.
A signal we often ignore.
And what if the solution, the really powerful one we keep overlooking, is just waiting for us every single night?
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going beyond just talking about sleep. We're aiming to unlock the surprising science behind the happiness of deep sleep. Restorative power for more daily joy.
Our mission here is to really dig deep past the obvious stuff and unpack the huge role that quality sleep plays, especially deep sleep and REM sleep, not just for our bodies, but for, our emotional strength, how sharp we feel mentally, and our overall happiness.
It's funny, isn't it, how many of us treat sleep like it's optional, like a luxury item we can cut back on when we're busy.
Right. Instead of a necessity.
Exactly. It's a biological imperative.
Yeah.
But it often gets overlooked that sleep, and specifically those deep and REM stages, it's a fundamental pillar of health, just as vital as, say, good nutrition or getting exercise.
It's a pillar. I like that.
Yeah, because it directly impacts your mood, your focus, your ability to handle, life's challenges, really.
Yeah.
With a bit more grace, maybe.
Definitely need more grace some days.
Don't we all? And the science is pretty clear. Most adults really do need somewhere between 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night for optimal health. But, and this is key, it's not just about the number of hours. It's profoundly about the quality of that sleep. Those restorative stages, they're what really reset us.
Okay, so let's unpack that. We hear deep sleep thrown around a lot. What exactly is happening when we're, really out? Is it just our brain switching off, or is there serious work going on?
Oh, it's far from passive. It's serious work time for your body and brain. When you get into deep sleep that's technically stage 3 and REM sleep, or slow wave sleep, your body isn't just resting. It's like it's running essential system checks and repairs.
System checks.
Yeah, think of it that way. During this stage, your heart rate, your breathing, your brain waves, they all slow down to their absolute lowest levels, and your muscles get incredibly relaxed. It's prime time for physical repair, for growth hormone release, that kind of stuff.
Okay. And when does this mostly happen?
Good question. Most of your deep sleep usually occurs in the first half of the night. Adults typically spend maybe 10%, 20% of their total sleep time in this stage. It's almost like your system says, okay, let's get the most critical physical restoration done first.
Tackles the big jobs early.
Pretty much. Now, if you contrast that with REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep, that's a very different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
But just as critical.
Right. REM. That's the dreaming stage.
That's what it's most famous for, yeah. During REM, you have, rapid eye movements, obviously. But your brainwave activity, it actually looks surprisingly similar to when you're awake. It's very active, even though your body's muscles are essentially paralyzed, thankfully.
Yeah, probably good we don't act out those dreams.
Definitely. But REM's purpose is much deeper than just dreams. Both deep sleep, that slow wave NREM3, and REM sleep are absolutely vital for both physical and cognitive restoration. Your brain's doing different kinds of important work in each stage.
And the body knows it needs both.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
It's quite smart about it. If you've been sleep deprived, you'll often experience something called rebound sleep. Your body will actually prioritize catching up on those missed deep and REM stages the next time you sleep properly.
So it forces you to catch up on the important stuff.
It tries its best. It really underlines how essential these stages are, not optional extras.
That's fascinating, how the body prioritizes like that. But let's connect the dots. How do these, deep biological processes translate into real-world benefits for us? For feeling more joy, less struggle day to day.
Right, that's the crucial link, isn't it? The benefits of getting enough good quality sleep, they go way beyond just not feeling tired. They really form the foundation of how well we feel, how clearly we think, how well we perform every single day. Let's maybe break down, say, 5 key areas where sleep is just a total game changer.
Okay, let's do it. 5 key areas.
All right. First up, weight management. This surprises some people.
Yeah, I wouldn't immediately connect sleep and weight.
Most don't. But it's not just about willpower or what you eat. Being sleep deprived actually messes with your hunger hormones. There was a big analysis, I think, in 2020 that found adults sleeping less than 7 hours a night had a, get this, 41% increased risk of developing obesity.
Wow, 41%. That's huge.
It really is. And here's why, basically.
Yeah.
Sleep loss ramps up ghrelin. That's the hormone that shouts, feed me. And it dials down leptin, the hormone that says, okay, I'm full now.
So you feel hungrier and less satisfied.
Exactly. Double whammy. Plus, when you're exhausted, your brain naturally craves quick energy fixes, usually high sugar, high fat foods. It's looking for a fast, desperate hit of fuel.
Been there with the late night cookie cravings.
Haven't we all? Okay, so second, improved concentration and productivity. This one's maybe more obvious, but incredibly important.
Yeah, definitely feel this one.
Your ability to think clearly, focus, be productive, your overall performance, it all takes a serious hit when you're sleep deprived. Think about this study on overworked physicians, doctors who had moderate sleep impairment. They were 54% more likely to report making significant medical errors.
Oh, wow. That's sobering.
It really is. And for those with very high impairment, it jumped to 97% more likely, 97%. Now, apply that kind of risk to your own job or driving or studying.
Yeah, puts it in perspective.
Absolutely. On the flip side, enough sleep boosts academic performance, sharpens problem-solving skills, even fuels creativity. It just makes your brain work better.
Okay, number 3.
Third, maximized athletic performance. Huge for athletes, but also for anyone just trying to stay active.
How so?
Well, getting enough sleep improves things like fine motor skills, reaction time, muscle power, endurance, all critical for sports. But lack of sleep, it increases your risk of injury, and it just tanks your motivation to even get moving.
Right, hard to drag yourself to the gym when you're exhausted.
Exactly. You hear about elite athletes prioritizing sleep. Like LeBron James reportedly aims for 12 hours a night sometimes. Roger Federer, Usain Bolt, Venus Williams, they all emphasize sleep. It's not just about training, it's about recovery. Super important.
Recovery is key. Got it.
Number 4. Fourth, strengthen heart health. This is a really serious one. Our heart and blood vessels suffer when we consistently skimp on sleep.
How directly?
Pretty directly. Low sleep quality and duration increase the risk of heart disease. One big analysis looked at 19 studies and found sleeping less than 7 hours a day led to a 13% higher risk of death from heart disease.
13% just from sleep duration.
Yeah. And there's also a higher risk of developing high blood pressure, especially if someone has a condition like obstructive sleep apnea, which fragments sleep badly. Good sleep really helps keep your cardiovascular system running smoothly.
Okay, vital for the heart. And the last one, number 5.
And finally, number 5, positive impact on emotions and social interactions. This is where that happiness factor really comes into play, you know?
The emotional side.
Exactly. When we're tired, it's just harder to manage our emotions, right? We might snap easily, struggle to appreciate humor, find it tough to show empathy. We get grumpy, irritable.
The coffee machine example again.
Totally. And let's be honest, that affects all our relationships. Sleep loss also makes us less likely to want to engage socially, and it hinders our ability to foster positive feelings and connection with others.
Makes sense. It's hard to be sociable when you feel drained.
Absolutely. And beyond these 5 big ones, quality sleep helps with memory consolidation, boosts creativity, reduces impulsiveness, improves judgment, strengthens your immune system. I mean, the list goes on. It touches pretty much every aspect of our functioning.
That's incredibly compelling. I mean, I've definitely felt that grumpiness. Blame the coffee machine. Now I know it might actually be my missing deep sleep. But this sounds like it goes way beyond just feeling a bit tired or moody, doesn't it? What are we really losing when we don't make sleep a priority, especially that deep sleep?
It is much more profound than just feeling groggy the next day. Yeah. Insufficient deep sleep specifically, directly impacts some really crucial processes inside your brain.
Like what?
Well, for starters, it messes with the release schedules of important hormones, like growth hormone. It also actively interferes with learning and consolidating memories. A lot of that happens during sleep. And this is quite amazing. It hampers the brain's cleaning process.
Brain clean?
Yeah, essentially. During sleep, especially deep sleep, your brain clears out metabolic waste products that build up in the cerebrospinal fluid during the day. And some of these waste products are linked to conditions like dementia down the line.
Wow, so deep sleep is like the brain's nightly cleanup crew.
That's a great way to put it. And if we zoom out a bit to general sleep loss, not just deep sleep, the consequences just cascade.
Yeah.
You find it harder to focus, think clearly, you get those mood swings we talked about, and you can just feel so utterly exhausted that it interferes with everything you need to do.
Leads to mistakes.
Definitely. There's a higher risk of accidents, mistakes at work or school, all because of excessive sleepiness. And then long-term. Chronically undersleeping puts you at a higher risk for serious health problems, heart conditions, high blood pressure, stroke, obesity, type 2 diabetes. It really is a fundamental stress on your entire system. It just chips away at you.
Okay, that's quite a list of consequences. So we've covered the surface level effects, the clear downsides, but you mentioned earlier that the deepest dive takes us into how our brains literally rewire themselves during sleep, especially REM sleep. That sounds incredible, like our brains are performing actual miracles while we're out cold.
They really are doing some heavy lifting. This is where the brain truly punches in for its night shift. REM sleep, in particular, seems to have at least two incredibly powerful functions for our emotional brain health. You could almost think of it as your brain's built-in overnight therapy session.
Overnight therapy, I like the sound of that.
And also, maybe its emotional recalibration station.
Okay, tell me more. Therapy and recalibration.
All right, so first let's talk about emotional memory resolution. Some researchers call this the sleeping to forget and sleeping to remember model. It suggests REM sleep is vital for processing difficult or challenging emotional memories from our day.
How does it do that?
What's really unique about the brain chemistry during REM sleep is that levels of noradrenaline, a key stress hormone involved in anxiety and fight or flight, are significantly reduced, almost non-existent.
Okay, low stress hormone.
Right. This low-stress environment allows the brain to essentially strip away the intense emotional charge, that visceral feeling from a difficult experience, while still consolidating the factual part of the memory.
So you remember what happened, but it doesn't hurt as much.
That's a great way to put it. You remember the story, the events, but that intense gut punch feeling attached to it starts to fade. Now, if this process doesn't happen properly, maybe due to fragmented REM sleep, that emotional charge can linger. This might contribute to chronic anxiety or reliving traumatic events like in nightmares or PTSD. REM sleep helps you heal from the emotional wear and tear of the day.
That is fascinating. Overnight therapy indeed. What's the second function? The recalibration.
Right. The second one is REM sleep emotion recalibration. This is about resetting your brain's emotional sensitivity before you face the next day's emotional landscape.
Resetting sensitivity.
Yeah. It seems to restore the optimal level or tone of noradrenaline in key emotional circuits in the brain, like the amygdala. This allows you to more accurately distinguish between things that are genuinely important or threatening, a real danger, and things that are just background noise, like a car backfiring that might momentarily sound like something scary.
So it helps you react appropriately, not overreact.
Exactly. Without enough quality REM sleep, noradrenaline levels might remain elevated. This can lead to a sort of hypervigilant brain state, making it much harder to tell emotional signals apart. You might end up with non-specific or exaggerated responses to everyday stuff, feeling constantly on edge, irritable, jumpy.
So that explains why I might feel overly sensitive after a bad night's sleep.
It very likely plays a big role, yes. And researchers are actively exploring how these models connect to various psychiatric conditions. It's complex, and we're still learning, but...
Like what kind of connections?
Well, for instance, in PTSD, studies often show things like decreased or fragmented REM sleep, higher overall noradrenaline levels, and that persistent hyperarousal. The thinking is maybe this prevents that crucial emotional stripping from happening effectively, leading to those generalized fear responses.
Okay, that makes sense.
On the other hand, with major depression, sometimes the research points towards exaggerated REM sleep, like entering REM faster, staying in it longer, or having more intense REM. One hypothesis is that this might lead to too much dampening of noradrenaline, potentially messing with emotional discrimination in a different way.
So too much REM could also be an issue.
Potentially, in certain contexts. It's complex. And interestingly, sometimes total sleep deprivation, or even just REM sleep deprivation, can have rapid, though often temporary, antidepressant effects for some people with major depression. It really highlights this intricate dance happening in the brain during sleep.
It's incredibly complex. Clearly, the science is profound. But let's bring it back home. How can we, the listeners, take all this amazing science and turn it into practical steps? How can we actually use this knowledge to get more of that restorative sleep and hopefully more daily joy? Starting tonight, maybe?
Absolutely. That's the most important part, right?
Yeah.
The good news is there are really effective, evidence-based things you can do. Simple, practical steps to significantly improve both how long you sleep and the quality of that sleep.
Okay, let's hear them. Actionable tips.
All right. First, and probably most crucial, be a stickler for your sleep schedule. Consistency is king here.
Go to bed and wake up at the same time.
Exactly. Roughly the same time every single day. Yes, even on weekends as much as possible. This is probably the single most powerful thing you can do to regulate your body's internal clock, your circadian rhythm. It trains your body when to expect sleep, makes it easier to fall asleep, and helps ensure you get into those deeper stages.
Okay, consistency. Got it. What's next?
Second, master your stress. Easier said than done, I know.
Yeah.
But stress and anxiety are major enemies of deep sleep. So finding ways to wind down and manage stress, especially in the evening, is key. Build calming activities into your routine. Maybe some relaxation exercises, deep breathing, gentle yoga, meditation, even simple things like taking a warm bath, reading a physical book not on a screen, or listening to quiet music can help.
Create a buffer zone before bed.
Exactly. And crucially, try hard not to get into stressful conversations or tackle big problems right before you turn in. Give your mind a chance to switch off.
Good advice. Okay, third tip.
Third, be mindful of caffeine and alcohol. We often use them to cope, but they can sabotage sleep.
How specifically?
Both caffeine, obviously, and alcohol, even though it might make you feel drowsy initially, negatively impact sleep quality. They particularly tend to reduce the amount of deep sleep and REM sleep you get. So the advice is generally to avoid caffeine in the afternoon and evening and limit alcohol, especially close to bedtime.
Okay, watch the evening intake. Number 4.
Fourth, transform your bedroom into a sleep sanctuary. This sounds a bit cliche maybe, but it matters.
Dark, quiet, cool.
Precisely. Your bedroom should really signal sleep to your brain, so keep it as dark as possible, quiet, and on the cool side, most people sleep better when it's slightly cool. Make sure your mattress and pillows are comfortable and supportive for you. And don't be afraid to use tools if you need them earplugs. A white noise machine, blackout curtains can make a huge difference.
Optimize the environment. Makes sense.
Number 5.
Fifth, create a relaxing wind-down routine. This piggybacks on the stress management point. It's about actively signaling to your brain and body that it's time to prepare for sleep. A really key part of this, turning off screens.
The blue light issue.
Exactly. TVs, tablets, smartphones, that blue light they emit really messes with your body's production of melatonin, the sleep hormone. Try to put them away at least 30-60 minutes before bed. And also, try to keep your bed mainly for sleeping and intimacy. Avoid working, eating, or worrying in bed if you can. Train your brain that bed equals sleep.
Bed is for sleep. Got it. Anything else? And finally, just a quick mention. Mindful eating and exercise. Try not to eat huge, heavy meals right before bed, as digestion can interfere with sleep. And while regular exercise is fantastic for sleep overall, try to get your more intense workouts done earlier in the day rather than late in the evening, which can be too stimulating for some people.
Okay, those are great practical tips.
Yeah, and one last thing. If you try these strategies consistently and your sleep problems just aren't getting better, or if they're really interfering with your daily life, or maybe you suspect a medical issue or medication is involved, please talk to your doctor.
Don't just struggle on your own.
Absolutely not. They can help you figure out what's going on. Maybe suggest keeping a sleep diary for a couple of weeks, or even recommend a sleep study if necessary to check for underlying conditions like sleep apnea.
Right. Good advice. So, wrapping this up, it feels like what we've really unpacked today is that sleep isn't just passive downtime. It's this incredibly dynamic, restorative process. It's literally rewiring your brain every night for happiness, for resilience, for clearer thinking.
That's it, exactly. It's a fundamental pillar of health. Right up there with what you eat and how you move, but as we've said, often the most neglected one.
Yeah.
And the impact of getting enough quality sleep on your mood, your focus, your physical health, your emotional balance, it's truly profound. It really is the cornerstone of that restorative power for more daily joy. It's not a luxury item you can afford to cut. It's a biological necessity. And maybe, just maybe, the most powerful, free, and accessible form of self-care available to us.
That's a powerful thought. Okay, so here's something to maybe mull over. Imagine if you treated your sleep with the same intention, the same kind of planning and respect that you might give your diet or your workout routine. What kind of transformation emotionally, mentally could you unlock just by leaning into this incredible free overnight therapy that's right there waiting for you every single night?
Something to sleep on.
Indeed. We really encourage you to try applying some of these tips. Continue your own deep dive into what works best for optimizing your sleep. You might just be amazed at the joy and clarity you find on the other side.